Hey guys, I'm Matt and welcome to Cobb Hill Farms. In today's video, we got two jobs we're going to do with the mini excavator, and to me, they're two completely different jobs. The first job is going to be what I'm going to classify as a rip and tear type job. The second job is going to require a little more finesse. Earlier this winter, my neighbor and I took out this locust tree that stands right here next to our main barnyard for the cattle. Don't mind the noisy bunch. They always seem to think every time I come up here, it's time for them to get grain. It's only about 10 o'clock in the morning. Anyways, we removed this tree because we thought it was gonna eventually lean over and fall over and take out our fence line. Well, it was split in two here at the base. So the only thing left we have is a stump that we need to get taken care of. So this is going to be project number one for the day for the mini excavator. That's pretty impressive. It wasn't going to be long and that thing was going to come down or something, because it's definitely rotted up through the middle here. But you get out into the main root system and it's pretty solid yet. So I'm not sure if it would have uprooted or not, but don't have to worry about it now. I'm really impressed with the size of hole this thing left behind. One thing I've noticed is the root systems on these locust trees are a lot deeper and broader than what they are on the ash trees. The ash trees pop up pretty easy. And even compared to the cherry tree that we just took out, I don't know, earlier this week, that had more of a shallow, wider root system. This went definitely deep, and with the size of some of these roots, you know, that one root that was down below the ground, that thing was 6 inches in diameter. So they're definitely well rooted.
Alright, this doesn't look too awful bad. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out for preliminary leveling.
I'm going to let the dirt settle over the next few weeks and rock pick and try to get some of these roots, straggle roots that are hanging up out of here. And then I'll hopefully get a little bit of topsoil put on top, grade it all off nice, make sure it doesn't have any low spots for ponding for water, and throw some grass seed down, and hopefully this locust tree will be a distant memory. So job number 2 that I want to get done today takes more of the finesse side of an operator to achieve what they're trying to get done versus just like what we just did with the rip and tear version. When I built this addition for the chicken house this past late fall, early winter, I graded out enough to build the chicken coop. While I got a high spot right in here, and the water likes to collect in this low area and can make it difficult to open the door. So what I need to do is to get the water to either run down behind the chicken coop where there's tile in the ground and there's a natural swale for the water to run away, or I need the water to be able to drain further away from the chicken coop and run down more into that area instead of collecting right in here. So I'm still trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to go about doing this. Well, I'm definitely not an equipment operator by any means. One thing I learned in the 10 years I worked for my local highway department, I spent 90% of my time inside the shop working on the equipment. But every once in a while, I got to go out on the road and work with the construction crews. And watching the operators, there's varying degrees of skilled operators out there. There's the ones that can dig a hole and they do that well all day long. Then there's the other ones that all the other guys on the crew really wish they had, because they don't even need to pick up a rake to do any final work, because the operator of that excavator or dozer or whatever is just so meticulous and so good with that machine that they leave no finish work for the rest of the crew. That's why they're always leaning on rakes and shovels, right? So anytime I ever got to be out on a road crew, I would just watch those guys and see what they're doing. And one thing that'll always stick in my mind is one of those good operators told me once that it's not about how fast you do a job, it's about making every move of that machine count and being productive, not having to retrace your steps and going over something you already did once. So I always took that to heart, and I always try to do the best I can in what I'm doing when it comes to an excavator and make every move count, everything I do count. So I got a little bit of work here yet. I want to clean up a little bit, but so far I'm pretty happy with it. I'm accomplishing what I want. Well, I achieved what I was hoping to with the excavator. We got a nice gradual downhill swale here. It does grade away from the chicken house slightly, so we won't know until we get some rain. But I got a little bit of dirt to clean up back there. I can do that with a New Holland and a bucket. A little bit of a rake in here. Like I said, I'm no operator. I'm just, you know, a weekend warrior, I guess you'd call it. But I got the job done I was looking to get done, so that's all that matters, I guess. Well, that's about enough fun for one morning. I gotta go in the house, eat some lunch, get ready for my afternoon bus run. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you like our channel, as always, we ask you to subscribe. I hope you have a great rest of your day. See you next time.